From WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for this 4th of July. I'm Ann Gownley. Tonight, details on how thousands in two separate communities were celebrating America's 237th birthday. And in a city in California is being overrun with hoarders. INN's Tori Dunham has that story. In sports, Beth Mensinger has the hot highlights from tonight's Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Rail Riders as they battled against the Buffalo Bisons. And meteorologist Nate Donahue is in for Joe Garbacik again this evening with your holiday weekend forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. A fire in the city of Hazleton this afternoon has left 6 people homeless. WYLN's Gary Perna was on scene today and has more.
Firefighters in the city of Hazleton were called to 632 West 5th Street for a house fire. When crews arrived on location, they had flames shooting out of the 632 side.
We were told they were receiving multiple. There was a female in the residence, said that came running outside screaming to her mother. There was a fire and they dialed 911. When crews arrived, there was fire showing from the front of the building on two floors.
When city firefighters arrived on scene of this fire, not only did they have to deal with the hot temperatures, but a lack of water. A fire hydrant on James Street didn't work, which means they had to stretch hose all the way down to Locust Street, which cost them time.
Part of the problems was we had no water initially in the beginning. We had tank water that we bring with us, so we had about 1,500 gallons of water. We immediately laid out to a fire hydrant half a block away, and there was no water in it to fight the fire. The water authority was on scene and they said that there's a trickle coming out. Well, we're not drinking water, we're fighting a fire, so I needed more water. It took us a few minutes to get an established water supply at 2 other locations. Once I got water, the fire was quickly extinguished.
Deputy Chief Mandek said this was the second fire this year where water was an issue.
We had water problems on the number 6 hill at the Whole Shot fire. We had water problems on McKinley Street. We've been supposedly having numerous meetings. They were going to meet with us, and I don't know what they're doing. I can't answer for them. I do know I can't be expected to put out a fire without water.
Hazleton Mayor Joe Yannuzzi was at the fire and said there will be a meeting to discuss the water problem.
We're going to call the water company. We're going to have to get a few of the supervisors together and find out what happened, because a couple of months ago we used that hydrant. It was good. Now it's no good, no pressure. So something happened in the meantime, which I don't know. These houses on the street have water, but that hydrant doesn't produce enough pressure to fight a fire.
Yannuzzi said the fire department did a good job with the problems they incurred.
Thank God the fire department was quick enough and to readjust and get back over here and contain this fire.
Mandek said this is not the first fire at this home.
This is my second fire at this house, same home. I had a fire in the attic on the 3rd floor, an electrical fire a year ago. I'd have to look actually in the records to find the date. At this time, it's listed as undetermined, under investigation, until we could find the exact cause of what it was.
No word what caused this fire this afternoon. The American Red Cross was called in to assist the family, and there were working smoke detectors in the home. In Hazleton, for WYLN's late edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Convicted arsonist Gail Schneider wants a new trial. It was nearly 2 weeks ago when Schneider received a 14 to 28-year sentence for setting fire to Lantern Lane on Main Street in Cunningham in September of 2010. 44-year-old Schneider of Berwick has now filed an appeal in Luzerne County Court for a new trial. Schneider's attorney William Mealy listed various grounds for the appeal, adding even his own ineffectiveness for failing to object to an improper argument during the prosecution's closing arguments. Mealy alleges there was no evidence established that the defendant set the fire. Mealy wrote, quote, "The Commonwealth's evidence is insufficient to prove this fire was even caused by a human hand, let alone at the hands of Ms. Schneider," unquote. Mealy added that if a new trial is not granted, Lupus should at least reduce the sentence. What began as a confrontation ended in gunfire last night in Rice Township. A Wilkes-Barre teen is behind bars tonight for attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment after firing shots at 75-year-old Larry Papich of Mountaintop around 8:30 last night. Troopers say 19-year-old Nicholas Durst and his father Robert Durst were accused of trespassing on private property by neighbors along Heslop Road in Rice Township in their 1999 red Honda Civic.
They were confronted by Larry Papka and Mr. Kemmer, who owns the property. And that's when this whole episode ensued, was over this dispute over who was trespassing there.
The road is a dead end, and Chief of Police Robert Franks Jr. says the township has had issues with the road in the past between illegal dumping and trespassing, but nothing this violent.
This is way out of the ordinary for this area here, yes.
Chief Franks says that leading up to the gunfire, there was first a fist fight. Detectives say Durst fired 14 rounds from a semi-automatic handgun at Papich. Papich was shot in the shoulder and hand and was able to return fire, shooting 6 rounds from a pistol. Robert Durst was shot in the thigh. According to police, Papich fired in self-defense.
By the time the police department got there, everybody was, Mr. Papich had left the scene and went to his residence, and Durst had fled the scene and ended up over here at the Mountaintop Ambulance Building. Actually, it's the Rice Township Municipal Park.
Chief Franks told us this afternoon that both men are expected to recover from their injuries. Nicholas Durst was arraigned last night and is now locked up on $100,000 bail. Investigators have not determined if any charges will be filed against his father, Robert Durst. The Pottsville fire that took the lives of 2 adults and 4 children has now been ruled accidental. Our Gary Perna has more.
The Mother's Day fire that claimed the lives of 4 children and 2 adults has been ruled accidental. That's according to Pottsville City Fire Chief Todd March. The fire happened on May 12th at 235 Pierce Street. The fire took the lives of 8-year-old Joy Brown, 7-year-old Jeremiah Brown, 3-year-old Emily Brown, and 2-year-old Elijah Brown, along with their father, 31-year-old Eric Brown, and their aunt, 23-year-old Kristen Thomas. The mother of the kids, Kelly Brown, was across the street doing laundry at a neighbor's house when the fire broke out. She is now living with family in Washington State. According to March, the fire got its start in a kitchen area on the 2nd floor, then spread to the 3rd floor, where all 6 victims were found. The 2nd and 3rd floors and the roof suffered significant damage during the fire. All 6 victims died of carbon monoxide poisoning and smoke inhalation. Schuylkill County Coroner Dr. David Moreland said Eric Brown tested positive for methamphetamines and THC, which is a substance found in marijuana. The home did not have working smoke detectors at the time of the fire. The fire in Pottsville was the first fire that claimed the lives of 4 small children this year. A month later, 1 child lost her life in a fire in McAdoo, where there was only 1 working smoke alarm found. Fire officials throughout Schuylkill County are strongly recommending everyone to make sure that there are working smoke alarms in their homes, and if you need one, to contact your local fire company. Reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
A Hazleton woman is facing charges for attacking workers in Hazleton General Hospital's emergency room around 1:30 this morning. 27-year-old Terry Krause from Hazleton was arrested at Hazleton General Hospital on East Broad Street after she ripped out a worker's hair and bit and scratched a nurse in the emergency room. Krause was charged with assault, terroristic threats, and public drunkenness. Student loan rates have doubled as of Monday. INN's Joanna Wise has reaction.
I wasn't happy immediately.
That's the reaction many students and parents have after a new law went into effect, doubling student loan rates from 3.4% to 6.8%.
Whatever the experience is that you get from college, you shouldn't have to sacrifice that because, you know, you're going to be in debt.
The Joint Economic Committee in Congress says the increase will cost the average college student more than $2,500. But if you already took out student loans, you won't be affected. The higher rates only apply to new subsidized Stafford loans.
People in their 20s are putting off home purchases, are putting off automobile purchases, are not doing what their parents' generation did because they have so much debt.
While lawmakers couldn't come to an agreement before the July 1st deadline, they say they're trying to reach one. Meanwhile, students like Solomon find themselves readjusting their current budget.
It's upsetting because I had this plan and I knew how much everything cost, and now I'm going to have to readjust my plan, and it's going to take a little longer than I had expected for it to all pay off.
Joanna Wise, reporting for INN News.
Well, now that school is out, the Hazleton Public Library is keeping kids interested in reading. Wednesday, kids at the public library were digging into reading as part of the summer reading program put on by the library.
Today was dig into gardening. Our theme is dig into reading, so we've been trying to dig into different subjects each week. And today we were planting marigolds. We were talking about plants, and then the kids got to decorate their own containers and plant marigolds to take home.
Kushmitter tells us that the summer program is a huge success so far.
We had 4 programs today. We had about 25 kids in each program. As part of our summer reading club, we'll have more activities going on through the summer, and kids could still sign up at their main library or any of our branch libraries.
If you would like more information, you can contact the library at 454-2961. The summer reading camp is open to those in grades 1st through 8th. The library also has programs for toddlers and preschoolers. Looking for a job? How about former row offices in Luzerne County? They're open. The elected positions were eliminated under the charter, so the county is looking to hire a coroner and a sheriff. Starting salaries are $40,000 to $45,000. 4 former row offices have been combined into 2 positions. One is clerk of courts, pathonetary. The other is recorder of deeds, register of wills. Both jobs carry starting salaries of $45,000 to $50,000 each. A bachelor's degree is required for all. For a specific look at the requirements for each job, you can check out the county's website. The county also has several other positions available. Former Luzerne County District Attorney Jackie Musto-Caro is once again affiliated with the county government. County Chief Solicitor David Pedri has picked 3 attorneys to fill 3 vacant assistant solicitor positions in the central law, and she's one of them. Anthony Ross and Shannon Craig are the other 2. All 3 positions pay just under $40,000 a year. 2 of the positions were created in the 2013 budget. The 3rd opened when an employee transferred. Carroll was defeated in a re-election run by Stephanie Salavantis in 2011. The status of Frackville Police Chief Michelle Ashman is up in the air. The Borough Council furloughed her at its June meeting. It gave no reason for the furlough, though Mayor Kim Phillips says she couldn't say much because of HIPAA. Ashman was a full-time borough police officer when she was promoted to chief in 2009. She's the first female police chief in the borough. Since the end of November, Sergeant Marvin Livergood has been the officer in charge. July is National Cell Phone Courtesy Month. Melissa Rainey has the story on proper cell phone etiquette.
Can you relate to this?
I have certain friends who I know always will use their phones while we're at lunch or whatever, and I'm just used to it. I just expect it from them.
It's quite annoying when you're watching a very, very serious drama with a lot of emotions going on, and some ridiculous ringtone like the marimba on the iPhone or something goes off. It's so annoying. Yeah, it just ruins the moment.
We can't live without them, but bad cell phone behavior could hurt your social life and your career. Etiquette expert Jacqueline Whitmore named July National Cell Phone Courtesy Month back in 2002. On her website, she says, with the ubiquity of smartphones and other electronic devices, our society's techno etiquette seems to be declining. She offers some simple tips. Be completely present in a meeting or other important event by keeping your phone silent. Avoid discussing private or confidential information in public. You never know who might be listening to your phone call. The people you're with should take precedence over your phone. But if you're expecting an important call, let your companions know ahead of time and excuse yourself when your phone rings. Avoid what she calls cell yell. Speak in your regular conversational tone. Use headphones while watching video or listening to music in public. And don't text and drive. It puts your life and the lives of others at risk.
The Hazleton Police Department announced today that between July 8th and April 15th, they will begin heavily targeting aggressive drivers. That aggressive driving behavior includes running red lights, speeding, and tailgating. This enforcement is all part of the Pennsylvania Aggressive Driving Enforcement and Education Project. It is being funded by part of PennDOT's $2.5 million investment of federal funds from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Marineland turned 75 this year. INN's Joanna Wise reports that what it is today isn't exactly what the founders thought it would be.
You might recognize this little guy, scruffy, spunky, an old-school celebrity of sorts with an uncanny ability to somehow always be in the right place at the right time. In this instance, it's Marineland.
Well, it started out as Marine Studios, and our founders were really icons of American history.
Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney and his cousin of the Vanderbilt name met Eli Tolstoy, the grandson of the great Russian author. They became intertwined with the movie business and founded Marineland in 1983.
And Marine Studios was really built to be an underwater movie set.
The facility served as a set to numerous films like Revenge of the Creature and Zat, but eventually the original idea started to evolve.
On opening day, almost 30,000 people showed up, so they immediately knew they had some kind of an attraction. So everybody kind of knew about Marineland because they all wanted to see the mysteries of the seas because nobody had ever seen those before.
Becoming an attraction to the public allowed Marineland to expand its pillars. No longer just a movie business facility and tourist attraction, Marineland holds a significant role in marine life research. They were the first facility to ever have dolphins in human care. Today, Marineland is home to the world's oldest 60 years young in February.
Jacksonville University bestowed an honorary doctorate degree, so she's now Dr. Nellie.
Nellie is a constant reminder of Marineland's roots, and the adventure park keeps their history alive through a room filled with memorabilia and a tiny window showcasing Marineland's main attraction these days. Joanna Wise, reporting for INN News.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue. Nate, can we expect any more rain as we celebrate this holiday?
Well, Ann, I do think we're going to see a couple showers in the forecast. I'll have all the details after the break.
Did you hear about the new grooming place in town? Yep. Should we try them out?
Nope. You two need to go to the Lazy Dog. Steve and Melissa always take good care of us, and we look fantastic.
Don't go anywhere but the Lazy Dog. They are great at what they do. They are locally owned and reasonably priced. Why would you even think about going to a big box groomer?
You're right, pups. I'm going to the Lazy Dog for all my grooming. The Lazy Dog, your locally owned, locally operated groomer, serving the Hazleton area since 2009.
Wilkes-Barre, this Sunday, July 7th, WWE Live is coming, and in a massive main event. See the show-off Dolph Ziggler battle World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio in a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the last man standing will be champion. Plus, don't miss the Viper Randy Orton and all your favorite WWE superstars. It's WWE Live in Wilkes-Barre this Sunday, July 7th. Tickets still available.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, it's back. Jerry's hot summertime one-day specials. Don't miss the savings. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the Downtown Hazleton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazletonchamber.org.
WILN will be at the oldest motor sporting event in America, the Giants of Spare. WILN will again give you all the turn-by-turn coverage with Marty Burns. WILN TV 35, the station to turn to when you want live sports.
Back, folks. Well, we had some showers and some rumbles of thunder earlier on today, but they have all moved out of the area. In fact, our radar is showing dry conditions throughout the region. Tuncanoc's dry, Lopez is dry, Berwick's dry, and Hazleton's dry. So all the showers and thunderstorms have died off. So that's some good news. 73 degrees is your temperature out there outside our Hazleton studio. Our dew point is 72. Our humidity is 97%. The pressure is at 30.16 inches. The rainfall is at 0.12 inches today from a quick shower that came through about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We have winds out of the southwest currently at 0 miles per hour, so no wind out there to speak of at this moment. Today's Weather Almanac brought to you by the Skin Care Center, Robert Stevens Face and Body. High 82 degrees, low 68, average 82. So we were right on the average for our high today, a little above average on our low of 60. Record of 99 back in 1911, 46 in 1986 with a sunrise of 5:37 a.m. and a sunset of 8:39 p.m. Here's our lows across the state over the last 24 hours. Most locations stayed in the upper 60s to near 70 across much, if not all, of the state. So very comfortable conditions, I'd say, other than the humidity. Our state highs for the last 24 hours. We saw some steamy weather out there, hot, humid conditions. We had upper 80s to near 90 across much of the state. In fact, Philadelphia and Harrisburg did top out at 90 degrees today. So very, very hot, humid conditions, and they will be here to stay for the next couple of days. Your regional current temperatures across the area. Tunkhannock's chiming in at 78, New Angola 74, Jim Thorpe 79, and Mahanoy City is in at 77 degrees. Our WYLN 35 current regional temperatures. We had a high today in New Angola of 81. Berwick topped out at 88 degrees today. Check that out. Shenandoah is 84. Mahanoy City was at 86. Jim Thorpe was also a steamy 88 degrees today. Check our northeast satellite and radar. Lots of showers and thunderstorms off to our west, thankfully. So most of us stayed dry today, other than a quick downpour about 4 or 5 o'clock that moved through rapidly across much of our region. Otherwise, it's been fairly dry across the region. A good 4th of July. I think a lot of the picnics were able to go off and the fireworks as well. So good overall in terms of that. And in terms of our Skycast future clouds and precipitation across the area, we had, again, some showers move through earlier, but as we look into the future, it looks like more of the same for Saturday, Friday, and Saturday for that matter. We'll have some broken cloud cover. We'll have the chance for a shower or a thunderstorm each afternoon as the daytime heating fuels them. Any showers or thunderstorms will be on the quick side. Temperatures will drop back into the upper 60s to near 70 tonight, reach back up into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow, and then drop back into the upper 60s to near 70 for your Saturday morning. What's going on here? We have a high pressure in place, bringing that southerly winds all the way up from Florida, bringing in some nice, hot, humid air, if you like that kind of summer weather, right? What's going on for the weekend? Well, we have lots of heat building on the east coast of the United States as a result of our jet stream being off to our north. We'll have a wrinkle in the jet come through on Sunday, maybe giving us a little bit more in the way of shower activity. Steamy weather for your tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid. Your WYLN 35 Hazleton 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys. For tomorrow, we're looking at 85 degrees, hazy, hot, and humid. Saturday, 86 with showers and thunderstorms. Sunday and Monday look like much of the same. Back to you, Ann.
Thank you, Nate. Coming up next, we'll take you to 2 separate 4th of July celebrations as America turns the ripe old age of 237. But first, if you missed out on any fireworks spectaculars throughout our area, here's a few more.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers, be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Hi, I'm Chef Lou. Make sure you tune in to WILN 35. Great recipes and great Italian cuisine only on WILN 35.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Explore the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
For years, it was one of IndyCar's crown jewel events.
Heading for the checkered flag, Al Unser, Bobby Rahal, Rick Mears, and A.J. Foyt.
And now they're back.
The yellow is out.
Blinding speeds over 220 miles an hour.
What a battle.
Thrilling wheel-to-wheel action.
Oh, James Hinchcliffe is a winner again.
Kids tickets as low as $12.50. You don't want to miss history as IndyCar Triple Crown returns to Pocono.
WILN TV 35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton and surrounding areas. We offer a competitive salary and benefits package. Call 956-5772.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Today, as many know, the United States of America celebrated its 237th birthday, and WILN was in Mountaintop and Wilkes-Barre, where we found thousands celebrating.
Allegiance.
Allegiance.
To the flag.
To the flag.
Of the United States.
States.
Of America.
America.
Say Happy 4th of July.
Happy July.
Communities across America are coming together to celebrate the 4th of July. In Mountaintop, thousands lined the streets as veterans, children, and other organizations paraded down waving the American flag for all to see. The American Legion Riders from Mountaintop were this year's advanced guard for the parade. Dave Vincent of Hazleton says they have been taking part in this parade for the past 10 years. He says the number one reason to celebrate the 4th of July is the freedom we have each and every day.
They always said if you can read, thank a teacher, and if you can read it in English, thank a vet.
Colonel Roger Schwartz has the honor each year to escort the Grand Marshal of the parade. This year they read the Declaration of Independence, and Schwartz says he is proud to explain the importance of it to everyone.
What we tried to do is we were a bunch of dignified clergymen, doctors, lawyers. We didn't want to be called traitors. We didn't want to be called terrorists, criminals, which of course Britain would do if we were separating ourselves from the crown, which was never heard of. It was unheard of at that period of time. So we wanted to justify it not only to Great Britain but to the world that we had a reason for separating ourselves from the king and from Great Britain, and those reasons were that of free people who wanted to live in a free world.
Veterans who were not taking part in the parade were watching from the street, and that is where we found veteran John Haidt.
This day is about freedom. Our ancestors fought for it. My ancestor fought in the Middlesex Militia from New Jersey in the American Revolution. My wife's fought with Connecticut Militia in the American Revolution. We have had somebody in the service of our country since the Revolution. This is something I'm very proud of, and I have fought for it.
Corinne Curry and her family have been coming to the parade for over 15 years and says they wouldn't miss it for anything.
I think it's important to celebrate the birth of our country and to all come together as a community to support our troops and the reason why we're here today.
Former Pennsylvania DEP Secretary Kathleen McGinty was in Mountaintop for this morning's parade and tells us that she was very impressed by the outpouring of support the community is giving our country during this 4th of July.
4th of July is the birthday of our country. It's the time to celebrate those who have sacrificed so much for what is the best nation on the earth. But it also reminds us that we've got to give to make sure that Pennsylvania and our country is the best going forward.
Tonight at Kirby Park in Wilkes-Barre, thousands line the grassy hill just beyond the Susquehanna River to watch the 33rd annual old-fashioned 4th of July celebration. Vendors from all over the area were selling food, desserts, and craft items for those to enjoy while watching the fireworks.
It's one of the biggest events in the city of Wilkes-Barre. It's a great event for all ages. Great vendors, great entertainment. The Philharmonic does a great job. And our fireworks is just absolutely spectacular.
This is also the last year for coordinator Lori Majikis, who has helped put together this celebration for 9 years. Layton says he appreciated all the hard work she has put in and is sorry to see her go.
I just want to say that I'm giving up my job as special events coordinator after 9 wonderful years. It's a job that I love, but I'm taking on a new position as a grandmother, and I'm excited about doing it. So it's bittersweet because it's been a wonderful ride for me, and I can't thank the mayor enough for the opportunity.
Majikis added that she is excited to bring her grandchildren to the fireworks next year and wishes everyone a safe and happy holiday. And we here at WYLN also hope that everyone had a wonderful 4th of July. Coming up next, Beth Menzinger is in with the first half of sports and will tell us how the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Rail Riders celebrated this 4th of July. But first, we have tickets to give away. It's the big event of professional wrestling, WWE Live, and it's coming to town. It's Sunday at the Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza in Wilkes-Barre Township. The show starts at 5 o'clock. Tickets are on sale now. It features Randy Orton, Big E Langston, Alberto Del Rio, R-Truth, Dolphus Ziggler, Cody Rhodes, Brodus Clay, AJ Lee, and many others. It's the show wrestler fans want to see, and 4 of you can see it on us. Call us now at 459-1869, extension 1172, and we will pick 2 lucky winners, which each will get a pair of tickets to see WWE Live. This is for our 10 p.m. newscast only, and remember, you can only win once in every 60 days. To see WWE Live Sunday at the arena, call us now, and good luck.
It's Justin from Grand Central, announcing how everybody can make the Grand Central connection with the grand opening of our second location on Route 93 across from Berger Family Dealerships. During our grand opening celebration, take part in our weekly $300 Hazel Park gift certificate giveaway. Grand opening price is up to 50% off, free delivery, and up to 36 months interest-free financing. And remember, shop Grand Central, where your house becomes a home.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Off the Beaten Path is a half-hour program that showcases interesting and unique people, places, and things in Pennsylvania. Hosted by Jeff Bonomo, Brian Bromley, and Ken Cara, Off the Beaten Path is fast-paced, light-hearted, and sometimes even downright funny. Each show, we travel to many destinations in Pennsylvania, including restaurants, events, unique landmarks, and we talk with interesting people. So come with us, Off the Beaten Path.
What better way is there to spend your 4th of July than at the ballpark? That's where I was with a sold-out crowd watching the Rail Riders host the Buffalo Bison at PNC Field tonight. Brett Marshall on the mound for Scranton Wilkes-Barre with 2 outs. Mauro Gomez to the plate for the Bison, and Marshall will get his first strikeout of the game. He will have 7. Bottom of the first, 1 out. Brent Lillibridge will knock his 5th home run out of the park. That's his 5th of the season. It's 1-0 Rail Riders. Then Fernando Martinez will strike out, bringing Randy Ruiz to the plate. He will also go yard with the solo to left field. It's 2-0. Scranton Wilkes-Barre up. Going to the 3rd inning, Bison have 1 out against them, and Kevin Pillar to the plate. Pillar will rail the line drive to first baseman Dan Johnson, who then catches Mike McCoy off first base. It's an unassisted double play there for Dan Johnson. Slow this one down, top right corner. If you're watching, you'll see Lillibridge. He tries to steal as Adonis Garcia is on second. Catcher Mike Nickes obviously wasn't paying attention. Lillibridge slides and is safe at first. Then it's Johnson on the offensive side in the 3rd. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. He will get the single. The fly ball to right, and it's good enough for 2 RBIs as Garcia and Lillibridge cross home plate. The Rail Riders will go up 4-0, and they will take game 1 of this series against the Bison, 5-2. More national sports coming up in a few minutes, but first, Ann Gownley is back with your top story recaps.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Tim's going to explain to us what causes lower back pain, how you can avoid it, and if you are uncomfortable, what he can do to help you out. That's all coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Welcome back to Late Edition. Recapping tonight's top stories. A fire in the city of Hazleton this afternoon has left many people homeless. WYLN's Gary Perna was on scene and has more.
Firefighters in the city of Hazleton were called to 632 West 5th Street for a house fire. When crews arrived on location, they had flames shooting out of the 632 side.
We were told they were receiving multiple calls, that there was a female in the residence, said that came running outside screaming to her mother. There was a fire, and they dialed 911. When crews arrived, there was fire showing from the front of the building on two floors.
When city firefighters arrived on scene of this fire, not only did they have to deal with the hot temperatures, but a lack of water. A fire hydrant on James Street didn't work, which means they had to stretch hose all the way down to Locust Street, which cost them time.
Part of the problems was we had no water initially in the beginning. We had tank water that we bring with us, so we had about 1,500 gallons of water. We immediately laid out to a fire hydrant half a block away, and there was no water in it to fight the fire. The water authority was on scene, and they said that there's a trickle coming out. Well, we're not drinking water, we're fighting a fire, so I needed more water. It took us a few minutes to get an established water supply at 2 other locations. Once I got water, the fire was quickly extinguished.
Deputy Chief Mandek said this was the second fire this year where water was an issue.
We had water problems on the number 6 hill at the Whole Shot fire. We had water problems on McKinley Street. We've been supposedly having numerous meetings. They were going to meet with us, and I don't know what they're doing. I can't answer for them. I do know I can't be expected to put out a fire without water.
Hazleton Mayor Joe Yannuzzi was at the fire and said there will be a meeting to discuss the water problem.
We're going to call the water company. We're going to have to get a few of the supervisors together and find out what happened, because a couple of months ago we used that hydrant. It was good. Now it's no good, no pressure. So something happened in the meantime, which I don't know. These houses on the street have water. but that hydrant doesn't produce enough pressure to fight a fire.
Unuzi said the fire department did a good job with the problems they incurred.
Thank God the fire department was quick enough and to readjust and get back over here and contain this fire.
Mandeck said this is not the first fire at this home.
This is my second fire at this house, same home. I had a fire in the attic on the 3rd floor, an electrical fire a year ago. I'd have to look actually in the records to find the date. At this time, it's listed as undetermined, under investigation, until we could find the exact cause of what it was.
No word what caused this fire this afternoon. The American Red Cross was called in to assist the family, and there were working smoke detectors in the home. In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Convicted arsonist Gail Schneider wants a new trial. 2 weeks ago, when 44-year-old Gail Schneider of Berwick received a 14 to 28-year sentence for setting fire to Lantern Lane in Cunningham in September 2010, she's now filed an appeal in Luzerne County Court for a new trial. Her attorney, William Mealy, listed various grounds for the appeal, adding even his own ineffectiveness for failing to object to an improper argument during closing arguments. Mealy alleges there was no evidence established that the defendant set the fire. Mealy added that if a new trial is not granted, Judge Lupus should at least reduce the sentence. Well, what began as a confrontation ended in gunfire last night in Rice Township. A Wilkes-Barre teen is behind bars tonight for attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment after firing shots at 75-year-old Larry Papich of Mountaintop around 8:30 last night. Troopers say 19-year-old Nicholas Durst and his father, Robert Durst, were accused of trespassing on private property by neighbors along Heslop Road in Rice Township in their 1999 red Honda Civic.
They were confronted by Larry Papka and Mr. Kemmer, who owns the property, and that's when this whole episode ensued, was over this dispute over who was trespassing there.
The road is a dead end, and Chief of Police Robert Franks Jr. says the township has had issues with the road in the past between illegal dumping and trespassing, but nothing this violent.
This is way out of the ordinary for this area here, yes.
Chief Franks says that leading up to the gunfire, there was first a fist fight. Detectives say Durst fired 14 rounds from a semi-automatic handgun at Papich. Papich was shot in the shoulder and hand and was able to return fire, shooting 6 rounds from a pistol. Robert Durst was shot in the thigh. According to police, Papich fired in self-defense.
By the time the police department got there, everybody was, Mr. Papich had left the scene and went to his residence, and Durst had fled the scene and ended up over here at the Mountaintop Ambulance Building. Actually, it's the Rice Township Municipal Park.
Chief Franks told us this afternoon that both men are expected to recover from their injuries. Nicholas Durst was arraigned last night and is now locked up on $100,000 bail. Investigators have not determined if any charges will be filed against his father, Robert Durst. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Nate Donahue.
Thanks, Ann. We'll have all the details for your long holiday weekend coming up in just a bit.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
You work hard at fundraising events for your organization. What better way to raise awareness to your cause than to wear a custom embroidered or screen printed shirt from CTC Apparel Plus? CTC makes it easy to create t-shirts that get your message out. Not only do we have packages at different levels that are affordable, but the t-shirts will be name brand, stylish, and comfortable. All it takes is a minimum of 25 shirts to start promoting. There are no setup fees or deposits required. Call CTC today at 570-454-3754.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, neighbor.
Lousy weather, huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. You mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric digital cable with on-demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
There's often a war fought after war. This week, 2 authorities on PTSD. Ashley Wise, CEO of Battling Bear, a military spouse who created a national sensation by baring herself for PTSD. And Tony Sehorn, Vietnam vet and author of the highly acclaimed book, Tears of a Warrior. The emotional scars of war on Storm Politics this week, only on WYLN.
Welcome back to Late Edition. The term was unheard of 20 years ago. Today, instances of so-called hoarding have become common. INN's Tori Dunham shows how Anaheim, California is handling it.
Oh, look, all these dishes. And she's worried about throwing away the stupid turntable.
TV shows like Hoarders on A&E are magnifying America's fascination with hoarding. But this disorder is a reality for those living in the mess.
I don't know what it is.
72-year-old Nancy Hall sorts through piles upon piles.
Nancy, how long has kind of all of this been building? I would say probably 13, 14 years, 15 maybe.
The dust and cobwebs paint a story of a struggle to dig out.
This is what I'm trying to focus on now.
Enter the Orange County Task Force on Hoarding.
I'm encouraged by, what you're doing.
When Fire Inspector Darren Johnson first walked into Nancy's home, he saw signs of a community at risk.
What Nancy has is good kindling. So it will be a fast, rapid fire that will consume the apartment and potentially her neighbors.
Step 1, Johnson must build trust.
I have a little bit more compassion for them and a little bit more of a helping attitude than a code enforcement attitude.
Nancy's been working with the task force for more than 2 months, and one of the biggest accomplishments so far has been clearing a pathway to the front door. This whole area was filled with appliances, and the stairway had hundreds of items on it.
As long as I feel that I've got somebody pushing me, encouraging me.
The OC Task Force is one of more than 50 across the country tackling hoarding. The team holds a monthly strategy session.
This one I'm not sure what to do.
The cases vary by level and location. At another Orange County home, crews are removing some 3 tons of trash from this yard. Just one part of the recovery process.
I'd like to be able to watch TV in the living room. I'd like to be able to cook a meal.
How does this whole process make you feel?
Hopeful.
And Johnson's team is hopeful for an even clearer path. That was INN's Tori Dunham. Well, coming up next, Beth Mensinger is back at the desk with your national sports news and scores, only on WYLN.
Bottleneck Saloon and Eatery, now open on the Square in Wilkes-Barre. Stop by to see us for lunch to break up and brighten up your day. Or get it to go. Our lunch menu ranges from light to all right, with signature salads, saloon-style sandwiches, crunchy rings, Nipa's best wings, and draft drinks to power you through the afternoon. After work, we're there to help you unwind with friends. Put little bottlenecks in your day. Bottleneck Saloon and Eatery, now on the Square. See you there.
For a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking,
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacik brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacik weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center.
Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Christy Legg, and she's going to tell you how a very simple thing she was doing was giving her a hard time with her spine, and how very quickly Dr. John was able to help her feel so much better. Her story is coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Let's recap tonight's Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders game. They hosted the Buffalo Bison. It was a sold-out crowd for the 4th of July at PNC Field, and there were quite a few fireworks during tonight's matchup. Bottom of 1 out, and Brent Lillibridge will knock his 5th home run of the season out of the park. 1-0 Rail Riders with the quick lead on the 4th of July. 2 batters later for the Rail Riders, and it's going to be Randy Ruiz to the plate. He will also go yard for a solo to left field, his 7th of the season. It's 2-0 Scranton-Wilkes-Barre over the Bisons. Top of the 3rd inning. The Bison will have 1 out against them, and Kevin Pillar to the plate. Pillar, he will rail the line drive to first baseman Dan Johnson. Easy snag there for Johnson. He catches Mike McCoy off guard at first. It's an unassisted double play, and the Rail Riders win it on the 4th for the fans, 5-2. Alex Rodriguez's rehab stint at Single A Charleston is done. He had no hits but turned a double play and says he feels fine. He's next headed to the Yankees spring training complex in Florida and will play for the Yankees minor league team in Tampa on Friday. He's still planning to be back in the majors after the All-Star game. Reports say the Flyers are working with Claude Giroux on an 8-year contract extension worth between $66 and $67.2 million. Giroux is set to become a restricted free agent after this coming season. He had 13 goals this past year. Danny Briere is now a Montreal Canadian. The Habs signed the longtime Flyer to a 2-year deal. It's worth $4 million a year. There was a deal between the Boston Bruins and the Dallas Stars. It sent Tyler Seguin and 2 minor leaguers to Dallas for Loui Eriksson and 3 minor league players. Seguin signed a 6-year, $34.5 million contract just before the start of the lockout. Eriksson, he's 27 years old and played in all 48 games last season and had 12 goals and 17 assists. Patrick Elias is staying with the Devils. He signed a 3-year, $16.5 million contract. Elias had spent all 17 of his NHL seasons with the Devils. Last season, he had 14 goals and 22 assists, playing in all 48 games as well. The Ottawa Senators are locking up the Coach of the Year. The Sens signed head coach Paul McLean to a 3-year contract extension, though terms were not released. McLean won the 2013 Jack Adams Award as the NHL's Coach of the Year after leading the injury-riddled Senators to 25-17-6 record. J.R. Smith is staying in New York. The Knicks signed him to a 4-year, $24.7 million contract. He came off the bench in all 80 of his games this past season and won the 6th Man of the Year award, averaging 18.1 points per game. And the Memphis Grizzlies have re-signed Tony Allen to a 4-year contract worth $20 million. He's considered one of the league's best perimeter defenders. The deal can't become official until July 10th. Now let's check out our national scoreboard for this 4th of July. In the Eastern League, Fightin' Phil's over Trenton, and Akron wins 11-8 against Richmond. In the International League, Syracuse, they get the best of the Iron Pigs twice today in their doubleheader, and Durham bests the Tides Russ Kanzler went 0 for 4 in the 6-2 loss. In the majors, Red Sox and the White Sox get wins. The Rays go into a couple extras there. They win 7-5 in 11 innings. The Tigers romp the Blue Jays and the Rangers with a 1-run lead right now over Seattle. In the National League, Cole Hamels getting his first win since June tonight for the Phillies. D-backs win over the Mets in 15. The Rockies lead the Dodgers 8-4, and the Marlins take one over the Atlanta Braves. That score 4-3. Stick around. Nate Donahue is up next with the rest of your weather.
Has won at Pocono.
For years, it was one of IndyCar's crown jewel events.
Heading for the checkered flag, Al Unser, Bobby Rahal, Rick Mears, and A.J. Foyt.
And now they're back.
The yellow is out.
Blinding speeds over 220 miles an hour. What a battle. Thrilling wheel-to-wheel action.
Oh, James Hinchcliffe is a winner again.
Kids tickets as low as $12.50. You don't want to miss history as IndyCar Triple Crown returns to Pocono.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
How hot will it feel tomorrow? Well, triple-digit heat indexes along the coast and up and down the coast, we should say, in the metropolitan areas, all the way down. Here in our area, we're probably going to stay between 90 and 95, but nonetheless, a very hot day out there tomorrow. Our radar had nothing on it earlier, but look, right over Sweet Valley in the back mountain, we have a shower and a thunderstorm just pop up here over the last 30 minutes or so, so a brief heavy downpour. I expect this shower or thunderstorm to dissipate over the next, maybe 10, 20 minutes or so. Temperatures, we got 72 outside our studio here. Dew point is 72. There could be some patchy fog developing later on tonight, so keep that in mind if you're out there traveling. Humidity 99%, pressures 30.16 inches, and we had 0.12 inches of rainfall about 4 o'clock today with winds out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. State temperatures currently on the very warm side. It's muggy out there, very hot across the region. In fact, Williamsport still 81 degrees at this hour. That's very hot, right? 74 in DuBois, 69 in Bradford, in Towanda. Our state radar imagery, we could see those showers and thunderstorms dissipating off to the west and dissipating over our region, except for that little blob there I showed you on the local radar, just popping up in northwest Luzerne County. So that's what's going there. So here we go with the SkyCast clouds and precipitation into the future. It doesn't look too bad overall. It's going to be hot, it's going to be muggy, it's going to be humid, but nonetheless, it's summertime. So what do we expect, right? This is what we expect this time of year. So chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoons. Otherwise, partly sunny skies will be the rule. Short-term outlook, we have 70 degrees at 11 p.m. tonight, 68 at 2 a.m., and 66 with some patchy fog at 5 a.m. Very warm conditions up the east coast of the United States. Our travelcast for tonight, we have 70s, upper 60s to near 70. Keep an eye out for just a stray shower here or there. Your 7-day extended WYLN 35 Hazleton forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid with the chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm.
Oh yeah, so it's not
hot.
bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It
Well, I could,
was brutal today.
It's hot.
It was brutal. I was a puddle at that rail ride.
I know, that's what she came back
It's
and
just
said.
hot and muggy, right?
Hey, obviously it's not raining now because I don't know if you at home can hear it, but the fireworks are going off in Hazleton.
They
so.
are going off. We can
So.
hear them outside the studio
Yep,
about
so-
every 2 minutes.
Yeah, or less. You all have a wonderful 4th of July. We'll be back here tomorrow at 10, and don't forget Topic 8 live at 5. Good night.
Helping your dollars go further every day. Stay here for fantastic